Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris News. Collect them all.
Benches added to Frozen Show.
Portaloos in Discoveryland.
And a Weatherspoons opens in the village. Sorry, King Ludwig's theme announced. Re-theme.
You understand, don't you?
I just realised last week we put this on a box, and it wasn't until I came to talk and I had to do that. Huey, this should just be to your left.
We need a box.
We need a box.
We need a box.
Perfect.
Here we
Box.
go. Right.
How are you all?
I'm good,
Hey there,
thanks.
hi there, ho there, and welcome to another Disneyland Paris show. This is the last Disneyland Paris show of 2022.
Ooh.
Is it?
Ooh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it
believe
is.
so.
It is. I got that right. It's Christmas, and we have been to see Santa this afternoon. It was a long way away, and it was in the Pennines, and there was a frozen fog on the way back.
The best kind of thing to drive in, that.
It was. We couldn't see the houses on either side of the road at one point, like let alone that. And a lot of it was country roads, like I say, in the Pennines, so you couldn't see the corners ahead of you. It was
sounds
quite
fun.
terrifying, but it took us a long time to get back, which is why we're late starting today.
I haven't been to see Santa. I've spent the day in the drop-in centre with my son.
Oh, another winter treat.
Yeah, absolutely. We did manage to have a strong enough signal for me to watch the World Cup final on my phone while I was sat there, though. Or most of
Excellent.
it. Actually, we watched most of it there. Then I got out of there and we listened to it in the car, dropping him back. And then I had to drive all the way to a place further away to go to a chemist because it was the only one open. So I listened to the penalties in the car. It was just, yeah.
Oh,
A lot of travelling about and looking after sick kids.
you'll never forget that World Cup final, though, will you?
Well, it was one of the best World Cup finals I think we've ever had. We're not here to talk about football, are we?
No. Well, although it was France, I'm sure
Yeah.
that the people in Disneyland Paris cared.
What are we saying?
to an
Hugh?
extent.
Hugh says there's issues.
I think you're a little quiet, that's all, Chris.
Who, me? I'm
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
coming
so.
across as quiet over there.
Oh,
Maybe a little bit, but
what do people reckon?
I think
They'll tell us. I'm just listening like in one ear, so.
Come on,
Hugh
sound
listens
checkers.
in one ear to find out what it's like, whereas I look at the little bar that tells me that I'm sat in the nice
Who's
amber
right?
where I should be bit.
Chris's
And I'm not clipping.
Chris's
Hugh,
clipping
however, is
monitor
clipping.
on my
I'm sure
ear.
someone will tell us if there's a problem. Should we talk?
Yeah.
Well, we're not quite ready for Disney, are we? Who's in the chat, Huey?
Oh, hang on. I'm not ready with the sounds. Oh, you took me a little by surprise. Okay.
Who are they? Joanne says, yeah, a little quiet, so Hugh's ear wins.
Oh, interesting.
Anyway, so we know Joanne's here. Can the rest of you please get on board, please? Thank you. Today in the chat, first in the chat was me, because I was letting people know that we were going to be a little late starting today.
Aha.
Second in the chat was Bob Sangwell, who says, I'll hopefully catch a bit of this tonight, because sometimes Bob can't make it. He's a very busy man. So hopefully
It's
Bob's
often
here.
entertaining, isn't it?
So hi, Bob. Andrew Palmer's here. Full name, Andrew. We've got
Hello, Andrew.
Mark with a Q is here.
Hello,
Who's,
Mark with a Q.
Watching Mark Chester's video from last week. Well, he's going to, because he only heard it on the podcast. Sorry, by the way, I've had 4 drinks.
This
2
is
mulled
gonna be
wines and 2
fun.
beers over a long period of time. So I'm not drunk, but I'm going to be annoying. Mark with a K is here, so we've got Marky and Marky both here. Well, Marky and Marky.
Mark you and Mark you.
Whoa! Pauline, hello, Pauline. Purple 37, John. And we also have, who is Nate? Wits Wanderlust in the house, Scottish Claire, Helen Matthews, Joanne, as we mentioned before, and Jimmy, and that's it for now.
Interesting. Joanne says that I sound perfect now. I haven't
And you didn't
changed
do anything.
anything.
It might have just been when you turned your head to talk to me, maybe.
It could be if I'm not speaking directly into the microphone, but also I do
Okay.
sometimes speak a little bit quiet like this, and I don't think about the fact that I've done it, and I don't realise I'm doing it now.
He's
I
doing
can
it
see
now.
yeah. And I don't realise that I've done it until afterwards when I listen back. So I do on stage projection, not a problem for me whatsoever. in front of a microphone, for whatever reason, I do not always push it, so I'll try and push it more.
Projectile.
I just have a teacher's voice. That's all I have, basically. So, should we talk Disney or have we got more? I think we've got more to do.
Well, another bit of business, because I'm really, really thirsty.
I am really thirsty.
Right, good.
Oh, well, I don't have any drinks that can quench thirst.
Oh.
It's showtime! All together! In your tiki cup, in your tiki cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, now drink it up from your tiki cup.
Chris turned up today with 3 Santa cups.
These are ace.
Now,
From
listeners,
Asda, £2 from Asda.
listeners, you'll have to take our word for it because they are cute Santa cups with removable Santa hats with a straw going through them. And they're very cute.
The red is the same as the red that we used for the Disneyland Paris Show. Look at
Yeah.
that. It's very close anyway.
Yeah. But in them, Chris, I thought you would like to have some eggnog.
Oh, would I?
I have been nogging some eggs. There's a little bit left in this one. I put it in a 2-pint bottle,
Okay.
which when I take it to work, they go, "Ugh, it looks gross." I'm like, what?
Looks like milk.
What more do you want? You know, this is the milk I used to make it, so why not put it in its own thing? Anyway, so I'm going to pour some of that out. I've also got, Chris, I don't know if you want some of this later. Oh, this is non-alcoholic, by the way.
Okay. Oh, even better.
Also, I've got this that I bought one for my sister and sister-in-law, but it's a crema de mango with tequila. It's a tequila mango, and we like mango on this show, so maybe we'll try that in a bit too.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Anyway, so I'm going to pour some out. I'm also going to put some nutmeg on, and I decanted this nutmeg into another spice jar with a sprinkler lid, and I took the sticker off, and it's like a Frankenstein's spice
Ooh.
jar.
Important point for these cups, having learnt from personal experience, because the elves brought some cups like this to our house the other day, which is what made me say, "Oh, I want some of those." I tried to borrow them, and the boys wouldn't let me, and then happened to bump into them in Asda. But
into them.
if you do not screw the lid on,
Careful.
yeah, but you have to screw the lid on. Make sure that lid is on firm, especially if you're using it with kids, because if you don't,
Now the second batch,
bad things
Chris.
could
I made
happen.
with whipping cream, and it
Has it gone a bit thick?
Yes, it's gone very thick.
Good.
I'll let you have this one. It's quite
Okay.
full, though. I hope you don't mind.
I'm happy for it to be full.
Ignore my plaster. I just cut myself.
He's nutmegging it now. You can't see this, but he's.
Anyway, while we're doing
nutmegging it
that,
up. Yeah.
shall we crack on? Lucy's getting some actual.
Lucy's disappointed. Look how disappointed she is.
I really am. I've been very, very thirsty since Oxenhope.
I hope you screwed that lid on properly.
I have. Thank you.
I have.
Right, come on. Let's do some news,
Oh yeah, go on. Let's do that.
and then we can do some more silliness later, because people want some news and views.
If
are
anyone
huge.
can hear some distant jingling as well, it's Santa. No, it's not. I've got elf slippers on and the jingling in the background. Right.
That's
So-
noggin delicious. That is.
Thank you.
Oh.
It's a Tesco recipe, actually. Look up the Tesco eggnog recipe. It's very nice. You can make it even nicer by putting more vanilla in than the recipe says, which is what I did.
Oh, that's so good. I can feel a heart attack coming on.
Well, so first piece of news is collect them all. Trump isn't the only one who has released trading cards this week. That's current affairs. Did you like it?
So topical.
So
Yeah.
topical. I'm on beat.
I particularly like it.
Because Christmas collecting cards are currently being handed out by cast members.
I've seen these.
I think there are 6 to collect, but then I saw another post with another 2. So I don't know if there's like 8 or if they do that thing where there's 6, but then there's some mystery cards or something. But they've just been handed out at like meet and greets or at the tills, in shops, or some custodial staff are sort of handing them out. And yeah, they've got the Fab Six on in the Christmas outfits. But this is I'm there for stuff like this. You know what I'm like with my pin trading and napkin grabbing and stuff like that. But by napkin grabbing, I just like to collect napkins with the names of locations
We
on
had
them.
we had a Ludwig's one. Bonnie gave me. I had it in my jacket for a while because she gave it to me, and I thought, because I'd said I liked it, and she went, "Yeah, I got you this, Daddy." So, but then I had to mop up a spillage with it.
The Pim Kitchen one I
Aw.
particularly like.
We've got 2 Pim Kitchen
No, I
ones
have- I
upstairs.
also
They're
have
nice.
to.
Yeah, with the
Very good.
grid
Good
on.
uns. They're good uns, aren't they?
They certainly are.
So
Yeah.
now You don't just have to steal napkins. Now you can get actual trading cards handed to you. So I think that's fun.
Top
I think
trumps, as Bob says in the chat. Hi also to Claire, who's a bit late today.
Indeed.
Hi,
But
Claire.
so were we, Claire, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a nice thing. If you're going with the kids over Christmas, I just feel it's something where you could try and collect all 6. You can go from place to place and ask, do you have trading cards and things? It's just a little bonus. And I love stuff like that because it's, do you know what it is? It's free. And it's not that I'm tight, but so much magic in Disney these days is an add-on. And this is an actual legitimate magical just package, part of the magic, isn't it?
It's a great little thing as well. If you're doing it with the kids, to get them to go to places that they might not have gone to otherwise, and have conversations with people that they might not have been prepared to do otherwise. So in that sense, I love it.
Absolutely.
There we are.
Mark says, I have a 30th anniversary Waltz restaurant pin. What trade could tempt me to part with it?
He's baiting you.
I do. I actually have a very good one upstairs. That I would be willing to trade. Maybe I'll get it.
Interesting.
Maybe I'll get it later.
Don't listen,
on.
Mark. It's one of those
Fake ones.
It's one of those Zum Zum pins that no one wants.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
The trader bar is just full of Zum Zum pins.
It's what's that Phineas? Oh, it's Phineas and Ferb Zum Zum pin. There you go.
Hello to Claire T-Rex, who's also showing up. Is also here, and Aaron's here, and Helen too, and voiceover guy.
Hello.
So hello to all you joining us.
Guy,
Awesome.
we owe you a shout out for your Disney Street Pal patronage. So
Did we do that?
not for Guy, we haven't. No,
Okay.
no, we did one for Alan last week. I think it was Alan last week, but I don't think we've done one for you guys. So
Alan.
you know, if
There's
you
a
want one,
voice I haven't
let
heard
Hugh
in
know.
a long time.
Cheryl is silently here.
Hello, Cheryl.
Okay, right. I'm moving on. All this news today this week is quite quick.
Quite.
It's quite quick.
So.
It's so.
Come see,
But
come sa.
it just leaves all more time for, Christmas chat afterwards, doesn't it? They've added benches to the Frozen show.
Ooh.
Frozen, a musical invitation, has reopened in the Studios Park in the Art of Animation building, and they've added benches to both rooms. Now, this may not seem like the biggest piece of news, but if you have ever been to see that show, it is like barriers. It's just carnage trying to get a good view of it, and it's just not a pleasant viewing experience. Brilliant show, not a great viewing experience. And I am so glad they've added benches. Now, the thing is, this will probably reduce capacity, which is a problem, because this is one of those shows, or at least it used to be when it first opened, that if you want to see the 4:00 show, you have to start queuing at 1:30 or something ridiculous like that. That might be an exaggeration, but it's ridiculous.
I forewent it. You and Bonnie queued up, and I went and did something else because I wasn't bothered about.
You
queuing
tend
for
to
that.
not be queuing for the next show. You're queuing for the show after that when you join the queue. It's I know, it's very long thing. So reducing capacity, not great. Adding the benches, fabtastic. And if you can get a seat, it's a really good show. I would recommend. It's cute. It's a couple of cute little shows. So that's good news.
Aaron couldn't make it last week, but is glad to catch up on it and see that you were using the bag that they got you in the park. The bag made from the tarp that covered the castle.
It has been used every single day since I received it in the post, and Hugh can be can testify to that.
I can attest.
I've seen it on a couple of occasions as well when you've been out and about. So I've also seen it in use.
Very spacious bag.
There you go.
A very spacious bag indeed.
A very spacious bag. It fits my
Bless
laptop
you.
Excuse me.
and my iPad and my notebook and everything,
Yeah.
and I take it to uni, and it says.
There was something else. Oh well.
There was something else.
Oh yeah. Mark earlier said he liked my Hammers scarf. Is now Chris, your football, is that
Yeah.
like purple and blue?
It's like crimson, isn't it?
Right. This is brown and blue.
What's
you know.
Burnley?
That's the same.
Is
Burnley, Aston Villa, West Ham, all have pretty much
right,
the same
okay.
colours as each other.
Don't ask me how I know
Well
that.
done,
Not
good
I know, not being a football
know
fan,
your
but I
football.
thought I
scoffed.
thought it was Burnley
I
that was
scoffed,
so.
but then you said Burnley's the same. I was like, oh,
Thank you.
fair enough.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Scunthorpe, is Scunthorpe the same as well? I might be making that up.
Ah.
What are they called? The
This
Iron,
is
the Iron.
good Disney chat. Right. Okay. So Chris said before we started, we went through the news and who was saying what? And we went, I've got toilets again. Do you always get the toilet
I think
posts?
I do, yeah. I feel like I got... Did we have toilets last week in the news?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. I just feel like there was toilet news.
It's your wheelhouse.
Maybe it's subconscious when I'm
your
writing the
outhouse.
news.
My bag,
It's like,
man.
I'll make sure that Chris has got the toilet one.
I love a loo.
So there's Portaloos in Discoveryland. This is because the Videopolis toilets are closed to fix plumbing issues. I
Okay.
don't know what that may be.
They're all blocked because everyone's been having those Vader waffles.
Are the Jules Verne influenced Portaloos?
Um,
They all look like little tiny spaceships.
oh, wouldn't that be good?
Yeah.
You could so easily theme Portaloos to be Jules Verne. They're already got the architecture.
Yeah.
Just put rivets all over them.
Yeah, that would do it.
Just rivets. And then spray paint them a bronze colour.
Stick a couple of cogs on them.
Easy. Yeah.
That don't do
A couple
anything.
of cogs. Yeah, well, yeah, and then some of them can be a hidden Mickey. It'd be fine.
Mark Riley says I should do a toilet jingle.
You should.
I
Yeah.
might. I haven't done jingles for ages.
Lou
Something
ain't
like,
never had a friend like
poopy
me.
poo. I want to talk about loos.
Oh, good, good. That's
I want to smell those poos.
okay. So they are by the Discoveryland station if you need them. I'm intrigued by the plumbing issues. So it's not a refit by the sound of it. There must be a bit of a leak. But that's a little unfortunate in
Bye,
this
Bob.
in this weather.
Toodaloo. Take
Bye,
care. Take care.
Bob.
Merry Christmas. We love you.
That might be a little bit unfortunate in this weather because it's freezing in Disneyland Paris, and I mean that in the most literal sense. We've had frozen fountains all week. There has been snow, but often it's too cold and dry to snow, as it has been here for a good portion of last week. It was too cold and too dry.
Freezing.
I loved it.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's nice when it's still. You know, when it's dry and still, but absolutely freezing. It's really nice.
Yes.
It's when the wind and the wet comes in, when it gets a bit milder, that it's
Yeah,
not
when it's
good.
milder, it's conversely colder to me.
Mm-hmm. True dat. So, the final piece of news.
Paradoxically, I should have said.
Mm-hmm.
We now have a British theme pub in Disney. No. They have announced there will soon be a British
Did
theme
you
pub.
hear the sighing? Now here we are.
Here we are
outside
in the pub.
at the outside seating.
We've just got
Listeners, we're
beer.
we're sat outside now. That our viewers change. We're sat outside the pub.
Can I give some news about it, and then
Yeah.
you can launch in?
Yeah.
King Ludwig's will close on the 8th of January, and I am, in retrospect, really pleased that we went on our last trip because
Yeah.
we have now experienced it, and it's
Yeah.
going. So it's closing on the 8th of January. That's real soon. They've said something like it's been going to be owned by the same group as
Weatherspoons.
Rosalie, which will be
Young's. It's a Young's pub.
just if I point on that way on the
Yeah.
map, the refurb of Chef Mickey, that is going to be Rosalie, which is like the restaurant with the lawn on the outside
And the wooden front to it.
and the wooden front to it.
fascia, yeah.
Very village nature. It's going to be owned by the same group as that. That is the Bertrand Group. And they have said that while the Rosalie refurb will be a permanent refurb, this location will continue to evolve over time in line with Disney Village transformation. So that's funny.
So this is a
Is this,
temporary
is this
pub
not a
until they come up with
permanent
something
pub?
better with
I
it.
don't know.
It's a
I
pop.
don't
It's a
know.
pop-up British pub.
This concept art looks temporary. Like they've just put some decals on it and they're
Are
going
you
to
not
rip 'em
really? Are
off.
you not really excited though from the concept art we've had already, and all the colour and brightness of what's to come at the other end of the village, and now we're seeing this white with a
Right.
with a browny red colour.
When we
to
saw
it.
this, I was like, I wouldn't give that a second look. In fact, I'd avoid that if it was in the like centre of Leeds near the bus station.
Yeah, we
I'd
Yeah.
be like, oh no, we don't go in there. It's rough. And there's this like, I don't know who wants this. Like, is it something Brits? Like some Brits travelling abroad do want this, unfortunately, or they always flock to the Irish bar for the breakfast.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing that I want to do. If you want to do that, that's fine. But I will say, I hate the idea of that. If I go to Spain, going to like a British pub or an Irish pub doesn't appeal to me because it's just something we already know. It's too familiar. This looks awful.
And then to it's a restaurant. Let's just remember this as well. It's not a pub. It's a restaurant, and it's selling British fare. Now, honestly, Most Brits don't want to have British fare.
Oh.
Do you want to know what they're selling?
Do you think the French do?
Oh.
This is a selection of what they've said they're selling. Obviously, it's got a full menu, but fish and chips,
Oh, aye.
Guinness braised beef,
Right.
and pies.
And pies.
Say that again.
Pies.
Fish and chips, Guinness braised beef, and pies.
Oh, man, that is boring.
It's. I think I speak for all of us when
All
we
washed
say
down with a pint of Carling.
British themed pub abroad is just always terrible. And the reason is it's a case of not seeing the wood for the trees. In trying to create a British pub, you lose what a British pub is, because a British pub in Britain is not a British pub, it's a pub. Do you know what I mean?
Yep,
and
I
then
do.
adding that British theme is really weird.
Do they not have one of these in Epcot then?
Well, they do. We've never been in it. We
wouldn't go in it.
Not in. I mean, I'm sure they do a better job. To be fair.
Yeah, but
it's just that when you're abroad, you don't. That's not magical. You know what I mean? That's not magical to us. I don't want to be faced with stereotypical Britain. Particularly,
I want to know if any of our international listeners or viewers are intrigued by this and like are looking forward to something like this.
One thing they could have done differently with this that had made you go, ooh, snuggly duckling.
Yes.
Done. Bang. That's a brilliant
If
idea.
they wanted to do
Fits
that.
perfectly.
Yeah.
You can still have pies and fish and chips. It doesn't matter
It's
because
just
it's
this-
got something about it.
Can
But
I-
it's
The Royal Pub. It's
the generic,
it's
the generic arms.
It's so mundane to me. Is this like? I'm just bored thinking about it to tears.
Can I offer a provocation?
Go on then.
Yeah.
Perhaps we are upset and offended by this idea of the royal pub, but maybe German visitors, of which there were many, were slightly eye rolling about King Ludwig's. Maybe
Maybe.
it was
the French might not like
interestingly
Chaise Remy.
themed. Yeah.
Maybe
It
you're
was
right.
Very, very interestingly themed was King Ludwig's inside, and it was all medieval and cool. And I can't see this being that. I mean, the amount of glass for starters. This is the other thing.
Well,
If you really want a British pub, we don't have that much glass. We don't. That's not a pub. Pubs generally have small windows.
will there be a
and
quiz
stone.
machine? There needs to be a quiz machine and a fruity.
Oh.
Most nice pubs, if anyone doesn't know, in Britain are sort of countryside stone. You know, got hanging baskets outside. You know,
Roaring
do you know, like,
fires.
do you know like you're driving somewhere and you go, oh, that looks nice.
We've just been in one, actually.
We should eat there on the way back. That kind of thing.
You can't replicate it. It's an
No.
authentic thing, isn't it? That's,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and Weatherspoons is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
They're trying to
It's something that looks,
authenticate something that is entirely made
it's
up.
something that looks like it's got roots.
Yeah.
And like the snuggly duckling looks like that. This, I don't even know like what this like we say Weatherspoons. It's like somewhere like it's like some, you know, when you get away from the seafront at Scarborough and you go back into the town a bit and the pubs suddenly look really rough. That's what this is. What's that, Chris?
Sorry, you guys can't hear this. I got some novelty socks sent through from from the Leeds United supporters thing that I'm part of, and they play marching on together. And I forgot I was wearing them. I just knocked them against the chair.
Mark Riley says, I'll offer to hang out at the end of the bar and make drunk comments to everyone. Absolutely, Mark. I spent many a happy year as a barmaid in a very British pub. Even though I've said there's no such thing as a British pub in Britain, a very pub. And we always need a dude at the end of the bar to make comments to the barmaids.
Didn't have
someone
surly
to-
locals.
Yeah.
And a quiz night every Monday.
Someone we have to escort off the premises at 10:30. And yeah.
As Purple 37 says, I would have thought they could have been more imaginative with the name at least.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if it was called anything else, it might take the attention away from like that awful, like the front of the building.
It's the word pub, isn't it?
Yeah,
Big part of it is the word
Yeah.
pub.
and the word royal, and even the.
I'm just gonna put it on the table for you all now. That ain't a pub.
We'll never go in there.
No, I know, but it's not a pub. I don't know what it is. If it's a bar or a restaurant or a buffet, it's not a pub.
A pub is community first, and
Yeah.
it's there to serve drinks to.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what
local
that is.
people. That's what it is.
I'll tell you what that is.
What is it?
That is a joke.
Oh, you must be grumpy.
I tell you, absolutely, you could play that on loop, Chris. Because the thing is, I'm usually whatever Disney do, I often have negative things to say, but I always usually back it up with, but they might surprise us, and they know what they're doing, and the Imagineers are very clever, and there's probably reasons we don't know about, and I do tend to look on the bright side and be hopeful. This, I'm flipping furious about it. Honestly.
Pauline says as well.
You
Thank
must
you.
be grumpy.
Yes.
Pauline as well says, do we really need this in the village when we have Toad Hall? That looks like an old country pub.
Toad Hall is a lot more like a pub from the outside. Obviously, inside it's a quick service thing, but from the outside, that's more pub.
But what you've said there is that this is not going to stay what it is, and it's going to evolve as the village does. And the village is going to take the next 4 years or something to, is it 2 years, 4 years to develop? 3 years.
I don't know.
2016 is it? So presumably they're not going to put a lot of time into theming it or doing anything particular with it. The signs will all probably be Velcro because in a couple of months' time they're going to have to rip them off and put something else up instead.
I know, but that's a very weird idea as well, that they've got this place that they're deliberately going to evolve. Something that big.
Testing it. See if the public want it.
Honestly,
and if they don't,
I think that's what it is. I think they've
vote with your feet, people.
They're covering themselves now. They're covering themselves already. Going, someone's around a boardroom going, I don't know, guys. I don't know if this is going to go down well. We'll tell them that it's going to evolve, and then if we change our minds later, we don't lose face. Honestly, that's the only thing I can think.
Claire says, what pub do you know that actually has pub in the name?
Exactly. Oh my God. Even in Epcot, they call it the Rose and Crown. I think they might call it the Rose and Crown pub, actually.
That's authentic. That's a
I
pub
think this
with
is
a pub name.
Hopefully, I think at least the name is going to change on that thing.
Do you know what really disappoints me as well? Is I think there are British people who will go to this.
Oh, of course there are. It'll be full. That's the annoying thing. They'll be loving it. They'll be fating
They'll
after.
Oh, look, none of this fillet steak stuff. Look, they've got ale pie in here. Let's go in. Yeah.
The Duck and Drake, and it could have an old-fashioned type sign hanging out of it, but it's got Donald in it. But
very
just
good.
A very kind of old oil painting type or whatever.
We've just been to the Dog and Gun.
Acrylic kind
I feel like you could have Pluto on there doing that.
Yeah. There's so many possibilities. But of course, the Disney Village isn't Disney, is it?
And the colour, dear listeners, it's a depressing burgundy sign on a dark olive green and then gold writing. I hate everything about this. It is awful.
I just want to confirm that in Epcot, it is called the Rose and Crown Pub. They have put the word pub on it. Again, for our foreign listeners, you will not find a British pub with the word pub in the title. I'm just leaving that there.
Aaron's going to go in and check it out in November to see how awful it really is.
Will it be there in November? I know that the closing Ludwig's in January, but
don't know how long. I suppose it's quite well themed as Ludwig, so it'll take quite a while to strip it back.
To rip out.
And then
once they don't rip it out. I mean, it kind of would make sense if they were turning that interior into a pub, to be honest. If they were like, we don't have the money to rip out the interior, what else can we theme it as? They get rid of the suits of armour and stuff like that. It could pass.
A beer cellar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pub. The beer cellar pub.
It's this conservatory bit on the side.
It's weird when the concept art looks this bad because normally the concept art doesn't. The real thing doesn't live up to the concept art. Like, if this is worse than even this, can you imagine?
Who's signing off on it?
Not me.
Anyway, is that enough, do you think?
Have we exhausted
Have we moaned enough?
I mean, is there enough?
I could go for another 10 minutes.
I really could. But, I mean, look, it's Christmas.
Aaron, if it is there in November, you'll have to let us know how awful it is.
What if it's brilliant?
It might be.
You see, Aaron's saying, I was under the assumption that they saw Ludwig's and went, yeah, that's close enough to Weatherspoons. I'll just stick some signs on it. You see, I liked Ludwig's. I liked it.
Put the eggnog in the fridge.
Oh, can I have it now that I've done the thing?
With blackcurrant? Or cherries and berries?
I've drunk it all. This is my first ever nog, ladies and gentlemen.
Not ever.
I think it is, isn't it?
Thank you.
Doesn't nutmeg.
when I finished my drink previously, the nutmeg had obviously stuck to the top because I'm drinking through a straw, and then I just got a massive suck up of nutmeg.
It does taste like glazed ham. I said that earlier when you were making it.
It doesn't, listeners, it doesn't. Tastes like glazed ham. There's a Christmas spice to it that Lucy's associating with a Christmas ham.
I was associating
it doesn't
it
taste
with,
like ham.
Mulled wine. It's like mulled eggs.
It's delicious, and you should be grateful.
Right, gentlemen,
good.
that's all she wrote, and I have no idea what you've got planned for this so-called Christmas party, so I'm handing it over to you.
We haven't, have we?
Good night, everybody. Well, I have got some bits and bats that are just regular show type stuff.
Yeah.
So let me have a look and see what we've done and what we haven't, because we've already done some of it. We've got a trip report from Laura Skinner that we can go through.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that Mark sent through the Royal Pub stuff. He sent it through on an email just as we started talking about it, but he sent through the full bump, which I sent through to you. I didn't know if we wanted to discuss that, but I think we've talked about it enough, haven't we?
Yeah. There was like press release. I think I got the main bits. Oh.
I think so. That's I've got some presents for you. I've got Christmas presents.
We got presents.
That was the other thing on my list. And then I've also put, and I'm just going to say this now, I watched the Muppet Christmas Carol. I was going to get it right, and then I had to hold myself.
Yeah.
I watched the Muppet Christmas Carol yesterday.
We've watched it.
With the song included, and it
Right.
was nice. It was
I wanted
fun.
to ask you about that, Chris, because where is that?
You have to go into extras and go down to full version.
But I've looked at it on my app, and there's no extras tab, because I thought, well, it must be in there. There's no extras tab.
Well, there is.
Has anyone else
Because
experienced
the
this?
trailer's there as well.
Let me just double check. Right,
When did you check it on your app?
like yesterday, two days ago.
Well, I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm missing.
Maybe your app needs an update.
Maybe it does. So let me just the Muppet Christmas Carol. Click on there. And, I bet there's a blooming tab that says extras. Like where? Oh, I see where it is.
He's found it.
You can see why I might have missed that. Maybe.
Yeah, because it's not underlined because it's not the selected tab.
Right. Okay. So deleted song. So does hang on,
Keep going down.
Oh, so the full length version.
How long is the full length? 1 hour 29 minutes.
Yeah.
And how long's the other one?
Like
1 hour 24 minutes.
5 minutes shorter. Why? Why make it shorter to get rid of that? So I want to watch it again because
think they were losing kids.
I want to watch it with Bonnie again and not tell her.
Oh, I see if she notices.
Because she's just been watching it, so I've watched it in like 2 or 3 bits with her, and she'll be like, "Wait, what's this?" It'll really freak her out. It's like when you get a record with a double groove, but you don't know, and you're like, "Wait a minute, this is a different song." It'll be like that.
I haven't got any records with double grooves. I've never experienced it.
I know.
No, I haven't either. Actually, I just know about them.
There we go. Should we do a trip report then?
Yes.
Yes. Right, let me find it. But whilst I'm trying to find it, let me press the roundup button.
Audience Trip Roundup.
We still have that really scary moment where I press a button and nothing happens. It really bothers me. Mark Riley sent through the certificate origins of Cinderella's glass slippers to me on email.
Oh.
That he mentioned in the chat earlier.
Oh yes.
So there we go. A bit of post-show bedtime reading, he says. So we might have a go
Also,
at that later on.
Penny says, "Hi guys, just a random point, but Shop Disney have got Christmas tree decorations on sale. I got some lovely ones for less than $5 each yesterday."
I did notice there was a 50% off sale this week, and that jumper that you got me.
Don't say it.
Was
It's
more.
cheaper.
No, because you got 30% off and then an additional 20% off, so you've maybe lost £1, I think. But it was like, how do they do that? They do Black Friday, and then like a week later, they.
I'm cross with Shop Disney because I had a very definite Christmas present I wanted to get for you, Lucy, and I saw it and I clocked it and I was all ready to go and buy it, and then I went to buy it and it had sold out within like half a day of them going on sale.
Oh, boo.
So I was a little bit
Are you
gutted.
going to tell me what it is later, or just.
I'll tell you about what it is now if you like.
Oh, go on then.
Here's what you're not getting.
Okay.
There's some 30th anniversary Muppet Christmas Carol pin badges.
Oh, I've seen those. I
Yeah.
saw those.
I would have
were
really
sets of
liked
two. They
those.
were like blind bag sets of 2. I know you would. And I was
Yeah.
going to get you 2 sets of them because they're only £7 each. And they sold out like instantly.
I considered those
I'm annoyed.
on my shopping searches.
I'm really annoyed.
Oh.
So then I spent time scouring eBay to see how much people had marked them up by. And they're charging 13, 14 quid per pin.
Of course they are.
So, yeah, it's not happening, I'm
Oh,
afraid.
well, that was a lovely thought, Chris.
Yeah, but then I've got you something different, but I feel like it's a bit of an afterthought. And it's not.
Oh, Oh
So I'm
no!
not happy with
I
that.
mean, it's just nice that you even think about me when I'm not there.
But we'll come back to presents, shall we? And let's talk about Laura Skinner and her trip report. In the words of Laura, hiya pals. I'm a long-time listener to your podcast, which makes my work commute so much more entertaining. We've recently got back from our second Disneyland Paris holiday. I went with my wife, and this can't be Laura, can it? Oh, it is Laura, yes. I was misreading. Right, I went with my wife and our 4-year-old son, and we stayed for 4 nights at Sequoia Lodge between 21st and 25th of November. Last time we drove, but this time we decided to try flying to CDG, Charles de Gaulle. We probably wouldn't fly again due to all the faffing airports involved, but we can highly recommend the transfer company we used to get to and from the airport and DLP, Western Tours, formerly known as Prestige. It cost €130 return, and they were very punctual and polite, waiting for us in arrivals with our name lit up on an iPad.
Lit up.
Yeah. We got a very early flight, so managed to be in the parks by 12:30 that day after dropping off our luggage at Sequoia Lodge. The hotel lobby and bar was beautiful and perfect for Christmas. Sitting in the bar by the real fire, sipping
yes.
mulled wine, we were living the dream.
Yes, girl.
The rooms were very dated and only one plug socket per room, but it was worth it for the convenience and the winter vibes. See, I took a 3-way USB splitter with me. I always do. I've got you plug it in and you've got.
I
plug
think
everything in
when
from
I
there.
did my Sequoia room tour, I highlighted that as an issue, that there was only one plug, because we took a bar plug because we knew in advance.
Oh, you can unplug the floor lamp. That's the other thing you can do.
Yes, sometimes if you pull out the bedside, like side tables, sometimes there's plugs behind
Something
there.
behind there.
It's a
For
bit weird
vacuum
having to do
cleaners,
that, isn't
yeah.
We made the most of the free drinks vending machine. We could use each Magic Pass for 4 free drinks per day. I'd packed a flask to bring, so we used a couple of free drinks per day to fill our flask with hot chocolate and take into the parks. What a genius idea.
I don't remember this free drinks machine, Lucy. Was
Is
that there
it
when we were there?
did she say Golden Forest?
No, they're not. You know the free drinks vending machines, you can use your passes on them.
I didn't know that.
The Magic Pass, yeah. Yeah.
We haven't stayed on site for a while, though.
No.
Apparently everything's awful, but the hot chocolate's all right. Our son is a full-time wheelchair user and also has a profound learning disability, so he was entitled to the priority pass. We collected this from the hotel concierge desk, and it allowed us to enter the disabled entrances to rides and attractions and to enter the disabled area for viewing the parades. It also meant we could get return times to meet characters, but unless you were there when the character first comes out, you'd miss out on a return slip, as they only had less than 10 per character.
Oh, okay.
Aside from splashing out on the on-site hotel, we did this trip on a budget. We packed the individual porridge pots for our son and used the hotel room kettle to make these each morning for his breakfast. We would then grab a pan au chocolat from McDonald's each morning on the way to early magic hours.
Good tips.
Yeah. We would try a park snack late in the morning and then have a late lunch, early dinner at Vapiano's or Five Guys or a sandwich. My favourite snacks were the gingerbread trees from Hepcat Corner and the tartiflette, cheese and potato and bacon from L'Arbre Enchant. Yum. We enjoyed getting a mulled wine from the winter market and enjoying this while watching the Christmas parade, which, by the way, was amazing. The floats lap around the hub twice, so it's best to try and get a space there. Our favourite restaurant for dinner was Vapiano's, very reasonably priced, tasty food, and never too busy. Or too hot, I imagine. at
Not this
of
time of
year.
year.
Well, first time we went, it stunk of nappies. The second time we went, it was
Baking.
it was sauna
No,
hot.
to be fair, they told us you
Yeah,
can
they
sit
did.
upstairs, but the air conditioning is broken, and
Yeah.
it was
It was
like
insane.
31 degrees
It was
that
insane
day.
in there.
So, yeah.
Well, they do a happy hour every evening from 4 till 8, so happy 4 hours, with €5 cocktails, and we definitely indulged in a few, she says.
Yes.
Our favourite ride was Big Thunder Mountain. Our son is an adrenaline junkie, and he's just about tall enough to get on the ride. He squeals and laughs the whole way around the track, and we have got some
Aw.
great photos of us on it. Talking of which, we got the photo pass, which was definitely worth it. We got over 100 photos on it over the 5 days. Close runners-up were Ratatouille and Buzz Lightyear. Our favourite show was Mickey and the Magician, definitely not one to miss. One evening after our son was asleep, I came back into the park by myself to watch the Dreams of Christmas fireworks show, which was incredible and made me rather emotional. I stood to the side near Discoveryland and had a great view with no pushing from the crowds. We had the most amazing holiday and have already booked to come back in March, this time at the Hotel Cheyenne, as our son's favourite Disney film is Toy Story. This time, I'd like to try 1 or 2 Disney restaurants. It would be great to hear which you recommend, especially considering the new price increases. Thanks for amazing content every week, Laura, Emma and Freddie. Thanks, Laura.
You.
Thank you. That was lovely.
Yeah, really
That
lovely.
was really nice. It's good tips for doing it on a budget as well, because it's very easy to do splurge things. No, splurge on this, splurge on that, but it's not always an option, particularly with the new price increases. And I do think having plans in your back pocket for stuff like breakfast and then coming out of the park for tea, that's where it at.
So restaurant recommendation from you? Quick one?
Bearing in mind
Price increases.
so what's worth it, basically?
See, this is tough because I think we spoke last week that I don't think a lot of them are worth the price anymore. And I do think they're all amazing, but they've just priced you out. I would stick with Lucky Nuggets because it bridges the gap between quick service and table service. You get to sit down, the food's good, but it's still only, I think even with the price increase, it's €28. But you do get a pudding with that. So that's 2 courses and a drink.
I'd say Captain Jack's, which is funny because before we went, I kept hearing about it and I thought, no, because I'm not a fish person. And I can't believe I'm recommending Captain Jack's. But you don't have to be a fish person because I'm not a fish person. I'm a human person and I enjoyed plenty of food there. It is on the fussy side, isn't it? It is. I would say
it's definitely
quite a fussy
definitely.
menu. So,
but you can go a la carte there as well, so you don't necessarily have to spend the set menu price.
No,
I mean,
we
if you
didn't,
go
I
a la
don't
carte,
think.
you'll probably end up spending more. But you can. Okay, well, if I'm not picking one of those two, I'm going to go Silver Spur because I think it's possibly one of my favourite restaurants there.
Yeah.
The price increase wasn't as big as it was in some of the other ones, and it's a really good set menu, really good, and you get some steak. I like a bit of steak.
What's difficult now with the price increases is the buffet meals because I've always all the buffet meals I think are a really good option. But the thing is, it's always a case of, can you eat enough to make the price worth it? And people's appetites aren't changing. So as these prices go up and up and up, there's going to come a point where you go, I just can't eat €40 worth of food.
I think the half and full board options for me, well, I mean, we've always picked them in the past, as you know, but one of the big benefits of doing those is that you pay for your food up front, so you don't have to worry about it. But you are paying through the nose for it to a certain extent because we could just go and eat in quick service all the time and do it that way. I think next time we go, we'll have a lot to think about
if you pay for it instead of getting it as part of a deal. I know you've had it as part of a deal and you've paid for it, haven't you?
Yeah, I
You've
mean, the
done it
first time we
both
went,
ways.
it was part of the deal that we took. You got food.
But
yeah.
the truth is that if you pay for it, it's not there to save you money. It's just there for you to pay up front, basically. I don't think there's any way of doing the addition where you're like, oh yeah, I saved €30 by doing the meal deal. Not really.
Something that's interesting though, Walt Disney World have just started doing up to 4 days hotel free, haven't they? As an offer, and giving $200 spending money as well. So the little sort of deals are starting to creep in Walt Disney World again. And with the food increases, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they don't start doing something with meal plans because all the uptake that's been up, we talked about this the other week. The way the uptake's been up has been a lot because of people catching up on their holidays through COVID, or booking special holidays because of COVID. Yeah. And that's starting to die down a bit now. So I think we're going to see them reach a point where they need to start incentivizing a bit more.
They need to fill the rooms, basically. And I think they're going to have to. To be fair, we've... our current Disney World trip, you know that we're DVC members, so half of our trip is DVC because my mum and dad are coming with us. We've had to get a 2-bedroom, so we couldn't afford it for the full 2 weeks. So for the first 5 days, we're paying cash, and we have got a $200 gift card and I think $450 dining spending money because they've not got a dining plan at the moment. So we've figured out, because we actually only needed 3 days, but the offer was for 5 days or more, that we've saved more money by booking the 5 days than we did by booking the 3 because we got these offers in it.
Nuts, in it.
Which was a bit weird because we could have stayed on DVC points for the extra 2 and not needed them all, but it actually worked out better to do it this way, which is weird. But what you're saying is they are bringing these offers back.
There seems things are creeping in, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, you never know what we might get to see soon.
Yes.
I've knocked my socks again.
Your socks are cheering for Leeds again. Oh,
hang
my
on.
word.
Here you go. There you go.
I know that song because of a football friend at school. A football friend. Football fan friend.
That sounds like it should be a song. Okay. Is there anything going in the chat before we do presents? Should we do presents?
Lots of talk about pubs. and restaurants.
People agreeing with the Captain Jack's thing. I don't think as many people have been to Silver Spur, Chris. Because you always say it, but put it down as your favourite restaurant.
Yeah,
Whenever we
that's
have
right.
this discussion, and I totally believe you, and I want to go next time if possible. But I don't feel like there's ever anyone who goes, "Oh yeah, we went there." Has anyone else been to Silver Spur?
Where are the Silver Spur fans? Where are the Spurs fans?
Where are you at?
Hammers, Spurs. Where are you?
We have talked about football quite a bit today.
Leeds United, World Cup.
The steakhouse in the village is the same menu as well, I think.
Is it?
I believe so, yeah. And they're going to change that to an Angus steakhouse, I think.
Are they? Have they announced that?
They haven't
No.
announced that,
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. It's kind of round the back and up, isn't it? It's a strange one, that steakhouse.
Yeah, it's round by McDonald's, isn't it?
It is, but isn't it top floor? So you have to go up some stairs.
No,
Oh,
I don't
maybe
think so.
maybe I'm
Don't
wrong.
think so.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not sure. John Parker says he went in May and it was good. It was good.
It was
I thought
good.
it was good when I went.
Good.
Good.
We
Yeah.
did Spur, says voiceover guy.
Good.
Good. He's not committing.
No, he said and
Well,
then
maybe
we
that's
pressed
a-
enter by
maybe that's
accident.
a
I
great
think.
day.
A great time.
He had
It
a
was the beginning of a great time.
horrible experience. He's
we
retracted that message.
Silver Spur cater for allergies.
Ah,
Winter.
okay. Interesting.
Good.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah, 'cause
interesting.
We had a good trip report from voiceover guy about that, didn't we?
We did.
About
We did.
allergies.
I think steakhouses are a good option for allergies because you can't go wrong with a slab of meat and chips. It's
Yes.
usually chips and things like that, isn't it? And then it's what sauce you select, but you can talk to your server about that.
Cheryl's just said there's been a new offer for Walt Disney World. Everyone was hoping for free dining, but it was only 3 nights when you book so many. The interesting thing is, I went, 3 nights. I'll go and see about that. So I booked a 2-week holiday. Well, didn't book it, but I priced up a 2-week holiday, got 2 free nights. So how long do you have to be there to get 4 days?
Well, no, it's not just that. It's certain hotels
Yeah,
you
it will
get
be, yeah, of
you
course
get
it will,
more. Because I don't think the value hotels do the 4 nights. And then what you'll find is if you price up a moderate that does the 4 free nights and you compare it against a value that only does 2 free nights, it's the same price.
Yeah.
Because the first time we did,
It works out about 400 quid, I think.
yeah,
400 English pounds.
first time we went, we stayed in Caribbean Beach, which is moderate. And I know this is Walt Disney World, not Disneyland Paris, but it's all relevant. And I didn't think we could afford a moderate, but when I priced it up, they weren't doing the special offers on the value, or not as good on the value. And it was exactly the same price to stay moderate once you took into account all the free stuff.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So that's how we ended up staying at Caribbean Beach the first time. Lucy likes booking Disney holidays, even ones I don't go on.
You had Hugh with palpitations this week.
Yeah,
didn't you?
Lucy said she had a lecture when the booking window for our restaurant reservations opened. But in the end, her lecture was cancelled. But even then, she just
Train strikes.
Even then, she just went did some Christmas shopping, and then I said, "Did you book that?" Because I thought she must have done it while she was out shopping. And she said, "Do you know what? I don't think there's anything we needed that desperately, so I'll do it later."
Well,
So,
no, I did try.
I was really stressed. I did a little short on our channel. If you look at our shorts, I did a short. Did you see that? I
saw it, yeah.
I did another
Yeah.
impression of you, Lucy.
Oh no. Here's the thing. I went to Meadowhall and I did try. I found a little bench and I made sure I was on the Wi-Fi and I sat there with my legs crossed waiting for the clock to strike. And when it did, it just kept bringing me error messages up when I tried to book it. And the truth is that all those ones that you have to book dead on the time, like Cinderella's Royal Table and, Ohana, we weren't going for any of those. We were just basically going for a lunch booking at Liberty Tree Tavern, and I thought that'll be there tomorrow. So I just kind of booked them at my leisure later on. But the thing is that because we're booking 2 halves of our holiday, the second week opens up on Wednesday, and that's where we're taking my parents, and I have 3 very special things I do want to book for my parents. We need to make sure that we're on bang on time for those ones. Right, I'm stopped talking.
Christmas presents.
Yes, Santa's been.
Now, Chris, I didn't wrap ours
Okay.
to you. They're just in this bag here.
Cool.
There's 3 things in this bag.
There's 3 things in my bag too.
And, yeah.
I want to do this I want to be surprised as I do it, so I'm going to...
Okay. Now the first thing, because we love mango on this show, is a mango candle.
Yeah, it's massive as well.
It's a massive Yankee mango candle.
It smells amazing.
Yep. Well, you can enjoy the mangoey whip memories with that.
Right. So,
Can't remember what the other. Oh yeah, there's
so I said to Hugh the other day, I've got a bit of a random thing because I've got this worry that what I bought him I've forgotten about, but I had this worry that he might have already got it, and now I know he's already got it because there's one of it in this bag here. So I've got you something that you've already got.
Oh.
in this what?
In the bag that you've just given Chris.
Oh. Now, when you said this last week, I thought
With some fancy wrapping.
I think I know what it is.
I just thought,
But I'm not gonna say because it'd be funny if because I thought you'd get yours and then I'd.
have you seen how wrapped? By the way,
no.
I was really proud of that wrapping.
It's lovely. It's beautiful. It's beautifully done.
That was
And
fancy
I
wrapping.
just
you
torn
did
into it.
that.
Yeah.
So, Chris, at the same
think-
time, we've got each other the Marvel Mazes book.
Did you buy yourself a copy?
I didn't.
You really didn't.
No, by Sean Jackson.
Fantastic.
I mean,
Perfect for long
because
poos.
last Christmas I got Chris the Star Wars one. So
Yes.
it's Sean C Jackson. I follow him on Instagram as well. But I thought, no, I want one too. But this time I thought, no, I'll get Chris one. And I thought, I think in the back of my mind I thought he might get me one as well. So
Well, do you know what? I saw it and I actually thought to myself,
I'm glad.
if I don't buy it and he hasn't got it, I'm going to feel absolutely gutted that I didn't get it. So I'm going to get it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought it and then I forgot about it. But I got you a different.
You didn't buy
present.
two, did you?
I didn't buy two. No.
Oh right,
No, no.
so it worked out well.
No.
Yeah.
I thought I wouldn't. There's a third thing in here, isn't there?
Yes. It's just a little something for you and Laura to enjoy,
There's nothing else in there.
isn't there?
No.
Oh, there should be. Did I not put it in?
It's an empty bag.
Okay, I'll go get it. I'll just hand it to you.
Ooh.
I know where it is. It's because it's still in the bag. I know where it is.
Santa doesn't have this problem. The elves take care of him.
Yeah, look, I've wrapped this one like that as well. Do you know what? I saw a video the other day about wrapping presents, and it said if you do it in this kind of way, where you fold over and you make like these little pockets on
These
it,
look
like
like
that,
plaits.
and it looks really pretty. But also, you don't use anywhere near as much sellotape, so you practically all you actually really need is one piece of tape across the bottom here, maybe a second bit there, and that's it. That's all you need. So you're not putting tape all over the place using loads of plastic. It's clever, isn't it?
Well done.
So that one's for Hugh,
Oh.
but if it's not really, in fact, if you read the label, it's for all three of you, kind of. And then
I'll
this-
leave it there for
Yeah,
you.
and then this one's for you when Hugh returns.
Or when Hugh returns.
That was from a
It's-
discussion we had last
Is it
week.
just the leftover wrapping paper?
It isn't, but I very nearly picked up the roll of wrapping
Oh, did
paper
you?
bottom by accident instead of that.
Chris, your third thing is a bottle of chocolate orange Irish cream,
Ooh.
which will bring back memories of that Jaffa Cake gin we had on Friday.
We did have Jaffa Kitchen on Friday. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, I love an Irish cream as well.
Oh,
So last week,
scratch the
Lucy.
world. Oh, excellent. Right, we've got this is one of those maps, one of those world maps. Sorry, I keep hitting people with it. That you can scratch off when you've been there. And I'm saying that I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks and months that we need to keep a tally of where all our listeners are or have been. So we can use this map to do so. That is so exciting. And now you need to remind me where you've all been. We've had someone from Kuwait. We have Belgium. We have Australia.
you'll have to go through back through all the previous episodes.
All the
Lucy,
chat on all the previous episodes. Okay,
and see what you can find. Yeah, but we can scratch off the ones we know,
we can.
and then we can find a way to put it up behind us or something at some point, and then we can or over there, yeah. We'll get a second camera and we can show, and then people can let us know where they've been. Well, not where they've been, where they watch from, and
Where
we
they've
can
been?
scratch it off.
Where have you been?
That's very exciting. Thank
there you
you,
are.
Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to
Chris.
say about this Marvel maze books. We didn't really go into it, did we? The puzzles are fiendishly hard.
I love the Star Wars book.
I'm holding up
Absolutely
one of the Planet Ego, which looks like one of the simpler ones. But yeah, it's you get so far down and then you hit a dead end, and you basically have to start again. They're a nightmare, but they're good on the bog.
They're good
Kill
on the bog.
Kill some time on the bog.
Yes, indeed.
There's Galactus here.
Now, this other present is kind of for all of you, kind of for all of you. I'm hoping that I've got it for the right thing, but I think I've done it right.
Yes.
Have I?
I think so.
And I was hoping it wasn't something you'd already got as well.
I know it's a PS4 game. A PS4 game, Chris.
Yeah.
That's a lavish gift.
It wasn't overly expensive.
It's Kingdom Hearts. Now I don't know much about.
It's Kingdom Hearts 2.8, I think.
So it's Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8, the final chapter prologue. So Kingdom Hearts is like a. Well, it's is it like a fantasy?
It's a role playing,
but with Disney
RPG
characters.
Game thing with Disney characters, yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be very, very good.
Yay!
And I've never had a console I can play it on. It's only just come out on the Switch, so
we will enjoy that over
We
Christmas.
should
Well, I hope you
we
will.
should do a
I
short about it.
I thought Hugh might enjoy it,
Yeah.
but I thought also Bonnie'd probably enjoy it, and I thought that Lucy might enjoy it as well.
I might enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
There we are.
Yay!
Good.
Excellent.
That's Christmas then. See
that
you
was
next year.
fun.
That's Christmas.
I don't feel like I personally have been very Christmas today, mainly because my nerves were still raw from the absolutely terrifying drive home, and then I had to rant about a British theme pub abroad, which has to be one of my favourite rants for any time of year.
People in the
But-
chat are saying Kingdom Hearts is amazing.
There you go.
Joanne
I've
says,
heard that.
Joanne says Jaden says Kingdom Hearts is amazing, and Aaron said it's great too.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear. I feel very Christmassy.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because I finished for Christmas on Friday. I finished work for Christmas. I've been announced. My new job has now been announced at works, even though I haven't had a contract for it. But
It's
it looks
official.
like I'm moving into a new job. So from the 3rd of January, I'm in a new job, which
Yes.
is great.
Good.
I went out with some friends on Friday night, and we had a Naga chili curry,
Oh yes,
which was not as hot as I expected it to be.
no.
But
Chris
pretty
and
decent.
I got a curry each because we were worried it was going to be too hot. So rather than get one each, we got two and we split it.
Yeah,
Split
Yeah.
it all.
we ate it all as well, though, didn't we?
Yes, we did that too.
Didn't
we need
leave
to
a drop.
rub it on our chests,
Mm.
on each other's chests.
Yeah.
That's what we do at
Mhm.
Christmas.
Isn't that what everybody does?
Christmas party.
And then I went to we went out for some drinks, and then afterwards, instead of getting a taxi from the pub like Hugh and our friend Brookie did, I disappeared and walked back to Ben's house with him, thinking I'd walk up with him so he wasn't walking on his own. I'd get a taxi from there, but I couldn't get a taxi. So at 3:00 in the morning, I set off back from his house walking, and finally Uber picked up, and after I'd walked about a mile, they said they were on the way, so I stood still and waited for them and went home. But that made me feel incredibly Christmassy. Not that bit of it, but the rest of it. Although being out in the field, like on the main road around all the fields and things, it's all frosty and stuff, and it's dark and there's nobody else about. It was just
Did you have a buzz on as well?
little bit of a buzz.
Yeah.
Bit of a buzz. Did a bit of a run because I thought I'm never going to get home if I don't run a bit. So I started running.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Do you know what I did today? Speaking of clocking off, I've still got a week's worth of work to do, my day job, but my freelance job, I work for the Beano, and I sat down today to draw my weekly page, and then I looked again at the script, at the email, and it said it wasn't due till January the 9th. So I put that bad boy away because that's not due next week as normal.
Hey.
So I've got like 3 weeks to do it. So
Fantastic.
I've half clocked off.
Do you know what I did? I'd miscalculated the term fees for my dancing school, and I thought I finished on Saturday, and I had loads of like euphoric things planned for after work. And then on Thursday, one of the mums messaged me and said, the dates on this invoice don't add up. And I checked again, and I'd done it wrong.
Oh.
So I have to do another full nights of classes on Monday, which I didn't think I had to do, which is fine. It's fine. It's just another 5 hours of teaching. It's fine. I can do it. But I was so gutted because I was going to do that proper, Kermit the Frog closing up for Christmas thing. I was going to do my little dance.
There's magic in the air.
I had a plan. I had a plan to put some my Christmas duvet cover on so I could sleep in a Christmassy bed and play board games with Bonnie, and it was all going to be like that. But the blow was softened a little because I won a nerd award from uni.
Yeah, I saw that. Well done.
So just when I was at my lowest ebb, I got a message to say I'd won a nerd award. So that was good.
And what did you win?
A Costa coffee voucher.
How much was it for? I want to know this because
I
he
have-
said,
We don't
he
know
said
yet.
10 to
I've
100
no
pounds.
idea. I have no idea. I had no idea there was such a thing as student awards. I don't know how many people won them. I don't know what the criteria was or anything, because they'd had this big carol concert on Friday night I couldn't go to because I was working, And apparently they'd given out awards, and then I got a message the following day to say I'd won an award. It was a very lovely letter, though, saying I went above and beyond and I was an asset to the day-to-day life of the university and, you know, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Outstanding personal qualities.
Very nice.
Which you all know. But I got a Costa Coffee voucher, so...
Perfect.
You know.
You'll have to let us know how much there is.
Yeah.
Hugh, you've done something with the Beano as well for the Christmas annual, haven't you?
Oh, well, it's like several things. There's a Christmas special out now.
For the special. Sorry,
which is like a thicker version. But that's not to be confused with the weekly edition, which is the last one this year, I think, or at least before Christmas, which I did the cover for. But if you look for it on the shelves, it's in a cardboard sleeve, which I didn't do the cover for. But it's basically the Christmas one that's out now. I did the front cover for the inside comic, which is always a treat to do. And also the annual's out now, so it's all happening. And at one point, the summer special was still out. So at one point, I had 4 different ones in W.H. Smith.
That's good.
That I'd worked on. Not, I didn't do them all myself, but yeah.
Bonnie got a little kick when we went shopping the other day, and there was a girl sat on a bench reading the Beano. And she was real excited. Daddy, she's reading your comic.
I like the idea of going up and going, I see you're reading the Beano there. I actually drew, write and draw Betty and the Yeti.
They'd never believe you.
And her going,
I hate
and her
Betty
going,
and the Yeti.
I only like Minnie the Minx. Get out my face.
Thank you so much, Dougie. Dougie's just given us a super chat saying Merry Christmas to you all. Thanks for that.
Thanks, Dougie.
Thank you.
Nice little Christmas present.
Very kind.
Yeah.
Mark Riley says, a Christmas curry bromance now on the Hallmark Channel.
Oh.
That's us currying to each other's chests, Chris.
We should write that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Good. We're not doing a extra
Patreon.
magic time today, I'm afraid.
No, because we
Because
started,
late, so
yeah,
we
can't do.
Yeah, we're going to not do that this week.
And we are taking our customary break over Christmas, mainly because next Sunday is Christmas Day. Didn't know if you realise that.
It falls on the days, doesn't it, this time?
And and the week after that is New Year's Day. I think we have usually picked up pretty quick after New Year's, haven't we, in the past? Mm-hmm. But it's actually New Year's next time. So we will see you.
Yeah, we've still got some shorts to do because we're doing the 12 shorts of Christmas, and so far
I'm the only one who's done them. Yeah,
I've done 3 over the course of about 2 weeks, so we need to get cracking because we've got 12 to do. They don't all have to be done by Christmas, do they? That 12 days Christmas.
Till the 6th of January, haven't we?
But we need to get cracking.
So we will see you on the 8th of January. Have a very, 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 very lovely Christmas.
Will you come back? Please come back, won't you? Do come back.
I've been Lucy. These have been the boys. Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Press the button. It took me by surprise.
Oh, Jimmy, thank you for the super chat. That's very kind.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Bye, everybody.